Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you are all well. It's another one of my thank you messages to start off today's episode. We have reached 150 subscribers on the channel, so I just wanted to say a massive thank you to each and every one of you, because we've also reached 5,000 views. The support's been amazing. Everyone who's viewed the video, liked, commented, you're all awesome, so thank you very much for that. But let's get stuck in to today's episode and another chance to win the Coppa Italia. Hello and welcome to episode 49 of the Roma Revolution. I'm Ben, and coming up on today's episode we have the Coppa Italia final against Italian giants Juventus. A chance for back-to-back Coppa Italia wins. Our third final as Roma manager. We were runners-up once. We won once. Can we win it again? Since the last episode, however, form has been pretty good. So you obviously saw that 0-0 draw with Lazio. Since then, 5 games, 4 wins, 1 0-0 draw again against Atalanta. And all of that means we are still 2 points clear at the top of the Serie A table. With 2 games to play, it's a straight knockout between us and Juventus. We'll be able to see if we can do that tomorrow, or when the next episode is out rather. But for today, the focus is on the Coppa Italia final. We've got a few suspensions, a few injuries, so some big main names missing. Dest is out, Mancini is out as well, Thiago Almada out for a few months with a viral infection as well. But Caio Jorge is back and fit enough for the bench if we need him. But the starting 11 is this. It's Navas in goal, a back four of Florenzi, Basia, Upamecano and Miranda. Riccardi, Camavinga and Pellegrini are together in the midfield, with Dario and Ilyas Moriba in behind Guri. 12 goals since he's joined Guri, and hopefully we can see him bag another couple today and we can beat Juventus as a team. We've had some good form against this year. I think we've beaten them on both occasions this season, so if we can make it 3 from 3, we get the second piece of silverware of the season in the bag, and would give us some good confidence and perhaps them a little bit of a confidence dent going in to those final 2 league games, and how huge they could be on the next episode. We're going to go out there and say, if we carry on today where we finished out last time, the trophy will be ours. A really impressive victory last time out, so hopefully we can follow that up. It was against Verona, a team that we played, of course, earlier on in the series, earlier on in this competition. We're going to give the boys the faith as usual. The assistant is off to the tunnel, and here we go. Another final, as I say, our third Coppa Italia final as Roma manager. Can we win it for the second time and make it back-to-back Coppa Italia trophies? It would also be a domestic double, obviously winning the Super Coppa earlier on in the season as well. And it would go 2/3 of the way to us winning that domestic treble that we owe so dearly, would love to win in our final season as Roma manager. The first 15 minutes, not much has happened. A shot each, fairly equal with the possession. We've been pretty good. We've not created huge amounts in the last few games, but when we have, we've taken our chances. And is this going to be another example of that? Guri has cut out the ball midway in the midfield. He's gone back to Miranda, who's got a chance to cross. He's found Alessio Riccardi. He's found a main Guri. And I was saying that our chances were being taken, that we don't create much of them. And Amin Guri has scored his 13th goal of the season for Roma and has proved just that. He intercepted it on the halfway line, surged forward. Miranda found Riccardi, who then found Guri again. He slots it past Voschek Chesney in the Juventus goal. And as we did last year against Atalanta, we've gone 1-0 up in the Coppa Italia final. And we now have a league to defend, and a defence, okay, it's missing the 2 key features of the season, Mancini and Serginho Dest, but a defence that has looked pretty solid this season. But is that going to be some famous last words, and is there a slightly bottled job incoming? Hopefully not. We've looked okay. As I say, not many chances created on either team. We were obviously equaling each other out. We're going to ask for a bit more creativity, because a second might well kill the game. Mancini not injured. He is actually just suspended from the Italian Cup, so he will be available for the last 2 games. Dest is probably unlikely for the next one. He might be back for the last day of the season. Almada's out for months and months, so we won't be seeing him again, unfortunately, in the series. But hopefully the main core of this team, your Pellegrini, your Camavingas, people like that can stay fit for the last 2 games of the season. It would give us a really, really strong chance of picking up that Serie A title. Only one highlight then so far from first half, our goal. And, well, we'd be happy not to see the game again, I think. I've asked for a little bit more creativity. A second would probably just ease the nerves. We know what we're like sometimes when we're 1-0 up. Obviously, it was a quick equaliser last year, I think, just after half-time for Atalanta. But we get to half-time having had the better of the first half, and Amin Guri has taken us 1-0 up as well. We're going to say not to get complacent. The job is far from done. Juventus have overcome scorelines like this many a time. They've done it against us on this series as well. We've just got to hold our nerve, and if we do, as it stands, the trophy is ours. But here is the first chance we see for Juventus, and Navas has come out and claimed the ball really well, and we've a chance to break. We're not distributing it quickly, but we have found Florenzi on the right. He goes back to Basia, and Camavinga slots a ball beautifully through for Mariba, who finds Guri. Florenzi now trying to take on Chukwueze, and he's beaten him. He's got men in the middle. Dario is one who's beaten to it well by De Ligt, but Miranda gathers at the back post. Pellegrini, oh, he heads over. How key a chance could that be if that had nestled in the back of the net? There would have been 40 or so minutes for us to hold on to a 2-0 lead. We did really well, though, to break like we did. Navas being confident in the goal, coming and claiming that free kick, and we broke well down the right with pace. Florenzi doing really well, obviously not had many starts this season due to the incredible form. Probably our player of the season has been Serginho Dest. What a signing he has been, but he's playing well enough today, having stepped into the side in the absence of Dest, and he created a really good chance there as well. Just under half an hour to go, then we might look at making a couple of changes. I think what we'll do, we'll get Riccardi further forward. Mariba can come off, and we can get another more defensive-minded player on the pitch in the form of Sandro Tonali. We're not going to change the role, but I just feel he's got a bit more about him when it comes to the defensive side of things. So we'll have Mariba come off. Dario not having the best of games, but we know how he can play, and he's obviously more natural in that attacking midfield sense as well. We've had a really good game, 13 shots. I said the last few games we weren't creating many shots, but we were converting them. This game, loads of opportunities, but we've not managed to convert them. Is that going to come back and bite us with about 20 minutes to go? Hopefully not. We're going to ask for a little bit more creativity to finish, just to keep fresh. If we can keep knocking on the Juventus door, keep them away from our goal, but pen them back nearer theirs, then we might well have a chance of doing this. They've not particularly gone very attacking with the formation either. They've just did a straight swap, Immobile on for Dembele, where they could have had the two up front. 7 minutes to go, a couple tired legs, especially in the midfield, Camavinga and Pellegrini. They're so key. I don't want to take both of them off. I'm going to bring DOR on for Pellegrini. That's going to be change 1. Dario's still not having a great game, so we'll get Chichi on for him. He can come and play in behind there as well, and hopefully that won't be to the detriment of off. Camavinga is so key in there. I couldn't afford to take him off. I know he's struggling for a little bit of fitness, but I imagine at a time like this he will be sweeping up through balls, passes left, right and centre. But a fairly uneventful game is coming to the last 4 minutes during extra time, or added time rather, and as it stands we are going to lift the Coppa Italia final for a second time. And it's going to be a back-to-back Coppa Italia win. It's also going to be a double for us this season. And now all we need to do is win Serie A and we get a treble. It is a 1-0 victory. Amin Guri in the 18th minute has secured it for Roma. 16 shots. It could have been many, many more, but only 5 of those were on target. We just shut out a Juventus team. It wasn't the most eventful game, potentially not the most exciting final we will ever see on this series. But do you know what matters? At the end of it, we've come away with a nice, sparkly Coppa Italia trophy. The 11th time now Roma have won it. And we didn't just win it this year, we won it last year as well. And now our focus will turn to Serie A. 2 games to go. They will be the next episode. It's Benevento who are sitting 17th and Sassuolo who are sitting 13th. 2 wins is all we need and we will be crowned Serie A champions. But for now, I hope you have enjoyed today's episode. And if you have, please leave a like down below for me. If you're new to the channel or not yet subscribed, then please do hit that subscribe button as well. And thank you all for coming along and watching.